So our final speaker today is Daniel Yupet, who is an independent environmentalist with previous experience at the Environmental Law Foundation here in the UK, but he's also a freelance journalist, especially writing on environmental issues in the South Sudan. So we are very happy to have you here. And he will speak about significance, the meaning of it in South Sudan.
I'm not going to keep you long because my initial topic was different from this one. It was going to be about oil. But when I sent it to Dr. Ahmed, and he said, no, it's about election. So I should change. So I had to fiddle and change the topic. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. First of all, those are some of the articles that I wrote, and it has been published by Citizens #1 newspaper in Juba. And the last one is actually the problems of the oil production in Southern Sudan, which is one of the terrible things because the mess that the investors left behind is very awful. Really, the next government coming in, we the communities need to see that they are really working hard. It's not a matter of saying, no, we need election, we need this. No, we are going to be serious this time. First thing is the background of the Southern Sudan, the journey of independence and the current situation. At the beginning, you see, I would like to start with, when I was growing up as a little kid, and I went to primary 1 during a boot time. So, and then after that, when the school finishes at around 2:33, you run home and then take the goats to the pasture, and then you come back at around 6, 7, and waiting for food near the fire. And you can see, I could see my late mom was struggling to put the saucepan to stand still on the 3 poles, because if one of the poles breaks, everything will be in a mess. And I was sitting there, and I make sure that if I play with the fire, if something breaks down, I will have to get a lash because I disturbed the place. This is what is happening in Southern Sudan. Onset, when SPLA came to Juba, the governance properly at a mess. They didn't say, okay, this should be like this should be like this. Especially all the issues that are being raised, constitution, reconciliation, what has not been done. The mess, I mean, the guns all over Southern Sudan. They should have really come and said, okay, please, from now, I don't want any person handling guns and all that. But contrary, they just went and looked for money and everything. You see, they didn't put themselves that they are coming to change the country, and that is what we had wanted, because we fought. Late Dr. John Garang went to the bush, fight so that we have our freedom. But when we got our freedom, we never did anything. We forgot everything completely. Oh, there was that the government was then by appointees. You know, Salva Kiir came into power because we had that when Dr. Gering died on the plane crash, and he has to come. There was no election. So what can we do? So we installed him. It's we who did it, not anybody, not the international community. It's we ourselves who did it. And then with that, we forgot about constitution. We carried on with the old things. You see, we didn't put things properly. So that is the problem that we had. There was no citizens' participation. Nobody was. It even didn't bother. They were not consulted. So what can we do? We said, la, badin, la hadi win. And challenges, the ongoing violence. Okay, this ongoing violence, because you see, of course, the government is very weak. The Christians themselves took it as an opportunity to create violence. The meeting is perhaps go to their constituency or whatever. They go and discuss how we can revenge back on this ethnic group, or how we can do this. It's not about how we can get these people not to steal or not to fire guns or something like that. Nothing. So the politicians themselves encourage this, violence. So again, there was no justice that was put in place. The Ministry of Justice was just confined in Juba. Nobody was, there were no judges within the towns or what. Those were only traditional leaders who were dealing with all these issues. So everybody didn't know about the law. The laws were not there. We need to invest into this justice. You know, the government which is coming in must make sure that justice is, we have judges all over the Southern Sudan, and so that freedom of movement or whatever is in place. Of course, the government didn't bother this because of the border, demarcation of the borders, and also the implementation of the RRC, and even, so needed to be looked at, talking to them. And so the government didn't know what to do. They were just there. We were just there. So anybody can do anything. Politicians can do anything. So really, you see, reconciliation is the most important thing. I remember when I was working back in Southern Sudan and coming back from work with my laborers. And one of the laborer decided, he met one guy and they started fighting. And we were looking. So they started fighting for about 6-7 minutes. And the other guy said, so we had to, from there, we came and we separated them and then they became friends. They said, please, let us not do this. Of course, there was a mistake, but they forget each other. So really, and that, you see, people need to sit down. It's not a matter of just getting a gun and you go to the bush because of this. No, it's pointless. Come, let us talk. We are brothers, we are sisters. Why do you fear? We are going, come in, let us chat. We don't need international community to come and talk on our behalf. No. Take the country so that the international community comes and help us. No, we wanted, we have got brain, we have got eyes, we have got everything. We need to be together and solve our problem. Tired. Our people in Southern Sudan are tired of us, of the politicians. They want peace. Nobody wants war. We want peace. And this is the only opportunity that the election needs to be like it or we don't like it. Those people on the ground want peace. The only thing is they just want peace. They don't want anything, whether constitution or what. They are tired. Make sure that really we need to conclude these issues properly. But of the elections, the turning, yes. How do we create a good governance? How do we create good governance? Of course, good governance is we need to go for elections. And elections is the only can go. We can choose people who are credible for ourselves. People that we feel you and me, yes, you can go and represent me. It's not a matter of we in the diaspora said we need to go and to be elected as no nonsense. We need to be those people on the ground need to elect their own people so that if there is a problem, they are to be pleased. And make sure that, of course, those people who are at the present in the government will go back to as the MPs or what? Never. Because they are so prepared to elect their people. The other point is that we must also a robust, kind of election. Everything must be in place, the voter registration, education of people must be as from now and until the time of the election. It's really wait. Education is there in the states. We should start things right from now, not wait until when we conclude the tsunami and other things. All right, the desire for improved government. the era for impunity and corruption needs to be eliminated. You know, the misrule and needs to end. Of course, really, we need government that we should end all this. We don't want spend again and again like this, because that is not. We also need to reinforce inclusion. Inclusion. We can see a situation here. We don't have respect from for our women. Even if today, when we are during the lunch, the women are behind and the men are in front. You see, we need to give respect. Isn't it? It starts from here. So that is why they need to be given the opportunity in the government to be inclusive. We need to be inclusive. The disabled, whatsoever, they should be inclusive, so that the election is right. Yeah, okay. The challenges ahead, of course, in the election, what would be the problem? The economic issues. Of course, the oil when the oil was discovered, it was a boom in South Sudan. But today, the oil is cash cow for Southern Sudan. It became a cash cow for, you go get the money, do whatever you want, get the money. But now there is a problem, The Minister of Finance recently said the fracture of the pipe, we are losing 2,000 barrels of fuel a day. And imagine how many days has that gone? It's almost that, and there's no money. So all this has gone waste. Assets are stranded assets. For example, if you put your car, you park your car for that, you will do your MOT later on. After some 5 days or 1 month, you take it back, the price will be different. And these are what we call stranded assets. Those assets that had been kept for almost a year or something of that kind have depreciation. And to put it back means money. And where do you get this money? The government borrows money from outside to come and clean these, and then again. So really the country has got no money at the moment. The next thing is addressing the corruption. We need effective engagement of communities, equitable benefit sharing, mitigation and the negative economic, social, and environmental impacts. That is, mismanagement procedures must be in place. Dismantle the oil commission, that oil commission thing needs to be put properly. There must be administrative channels so that, the system of accountability is put correctly. The last one, the need for new governance. We have that, slogan, service without fear or favor. That is one of the slogans in the public service heading paper. We have all forgotten all this. Why? We body are treated equal. Thank you very much.
So we thank you very much indeed for your contribution. I want you to put your hand on all our speakers.